Mark, what a performance today from the boys. I mean, the first half, obviously, they played very well, but the second half, would you say, was a better performance? But overall, 8-1. I mean, disappointing, obviously, concede a goal, because we heard you from the top side of the pitch there shouting for a clean sheet, but the boys were excellent once again today, weren't they?
Yeah, Matthew, the boys have been absolutely brilliant for us. First half, I was very disappointed. Although we went in winning, I said to them, it was too slow. It was like a pre-season game. It was dead. And I said to him, listen, that's not what you have got. You know, the position you're in this year. You have moved the ball sharp and you've moved it well. And, and I said you didn't do that. So I expect us to go out the second half. And you have to up the game. I don't care what happens. You got to up it for your own personal self-development and stuff.
But all the goals themselves, I mean, they were all well taken. I mean, Big Rico got 2. You ripped the net actually in the first half. But, I mean, the goals were all well taken.
Yeah, the finishing was very good there. The boys took the goals really well. And there's boys that are coming off the bench, because you've likes of Rico down and Dalen down. There's boys coming off the bench hungry, like Matty Werner coming off getting 2, Johnny Yip getting a wonder strike. Yeah. So all over the pitch we do have goals as well, which is really good. I think that's now something like 83 or 84 goals this season.
Incredible.
We're obviously, if he could get 100, it would be an unbelievable achievement.
We heard just inside of the pitch there, even Keith was standing beside us saying they wanted 10.
Yeah, listen, it's not a dig at the opposition or anything like that.
Not.
It's just we're greedy.
Yeah.
We're greedy, we want more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's good to have those options as well, especially when you're scoring so many goals at a game and you're scoring good goals as well.
Yeah, 100%. And as I say, there's boys there, like young Matty, as I say, he wants to be pushing next year to be your number one striker and things like that. So the more games and the more minutes and the more goals he gets, it'll only help his development as well. And then you've Ran and Rico getting them back amongst the goals, which is good. That's what you want, your centre forward scoring first and foremost.
Absolutely. I mean, we're in a great position now, obviously at the top of the table with 4 games in hand. I mean, we've got a couple of tricky trips coming up. I mean, like Mayola twice away as well. But I mean, the next few weeks is obviously going to be a big test for the boys.
Listen, as we said to the boys, every week it's a cup final. We chalk one off at a time. Next one now is more important than today's. That's just the way these games are. Every one we get closer to getting to the top where we want to be. As I say, it's a cup final for us, and that's why we're treating them.
I mean, Ballyclare came here today. I mean, the last time you played them up there a couple of weeks ago, it was a pretty back and forward, even Steven game. But I mean, they come here today and take that win, which is obviously something that's good going forward for the next couple of weeks, especially with a lot of big weeks coming up.
Yeah, I went and watched Ballyclare actually on Thursday night against Dundee, and they lost 3-0, and do you know what? It wasn't a 3-0 game. And I came here today and I said to the boys, listen, this is going to be tricky. Ballyclare made it difficult, as you say, the last game we played them, and I thought to myself, this is going to be tricky. You got to go out here and you got to make sure you want it more than the opposition. And I do think the boys showed that they did, and it was super. And then I'll be honest, you had young Dalen and Jack Kenner there too, and like, when they come with us and they're part of us, their attitude's first class. There's no I shouldn't be here or whatever. They've a great attitude, and I think that obviously comes from the staff up above there installing that into them, because anybody that's coming down is coming down with a first class attitude.
I mean, Jack's obviously came from your set up and development, and obviously in the last few months he's been part of the first team, which is obviously, I'm sure you're proud of him, getting up there and getting amongst it, and obviously getting a few goals as well, and obviously being part of the first team. But again, he's came from your setup, and obviously from your boys obviously have groomed them to get into the first team.
Listen, the thing that I want most is to get boys around that first team. Paul's probably sick of me banging his door and talking to him about people and all. But in fairness to Paul, he's a manager for youth as well, which is great. So I've had Jack up there now regular. I've Kyle Flynn up there, Kyle McGuigan, Eli, Jack Scott, Keane, the number of boys that have went up, and not just went up, but the managers trusted them. And
especially in big games as well, like Kyle McGuigan, for example, he was part of the Glenavon game. In the Irish Cup, that was a massive experience for him too.
Well, Kyle McGuigan to come on in that game, and you had club captain Dan McMurray, and you're winning 1-0 with 5 minutes to go. It'd been easy to put such a legend on like Dan, but to throw Kyle in just shows what Paul's all about, and it shows Kyle and the other players what you do. If you really put the effort in and drive on, you've got somebody there who's prepared to give you that wee chance.
And it's a great headache to have. I mean, especially where we were at the start of the season, obviously with the first team not doing so well, and obviously you boys kicking off quite slow at the start of the season, and now we're in that position where we are now. It's a great overall atmosphere around the club, and it's great to have that.
Mate, I said before I come back to this club, it's outside Linfield, it's the best club about. It's just I had great times here, and now that the feeling's back and everybody's buzzing, the first team are flying and we're flying, and this is a great club. Anybody that's been this club, they'll always tell you when they leave it, that listen,
Great
it's
memories.
it's a special club.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And I just want to add our wee bit to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, now, obviously, before I let you go, I mean, it's going to be a couple of big games coming up for the next few weeks. I mean, how are you going to keep the boys' mentality going? Because it is going to be tough, especially with those 4 games in hand, especially 2 away to Mayola as well, which is 2 long trips as well.
Listen, no, it's really tough. But what drives me on and what I push them is, it's not about playing for me today. You know, you're not here in training. You're here to knock your pan in. Not for me, for you, so that you can be in that first team next week. There's 3 games left here. The target for them boys is Paul to take someone.
Of course.
And where I get some of Paul's or whatever to fill in. But the target is they want to keep pushing. They want to give Paul a headache for the last 3 games. You know what I mean? So that's what should drive them on. They shouldn't need anything else.
Yeah. Well, enjoy the rest of your victory tonight. I'm sure the boys are very happy tonight after that impressive win, and roll on the next week.
Mate, absolutely delighted. Everybody in there's happy, so can't wait and say next week's a new one now.